What is going on, guys? Welcome to Stock Talk with Nico Kritikos. Today, we are going to be doing some analysis into Nike stock because the stock has finally started moving up now. And that is mostly, well, there's a couple different reasons, but one of the big reasons is that they announced a partnership with Kim Kardashian, and they are betting on it being the next Michael Jordan move for the brand, which we will see about that. But it's not a bad choice here because Kim Kardashian has over 350 million followers and she's one of the biggest celebrities in the world. So I think there's definitely some potential to turn this brand around. And the other thing that's pushing the stock up right now is that analysts are raising their price targets. So here we have one of the price targets was raised from $75 to 115. And I mean, I've been calling out this stock for a long time. This stock has not been moving for a long time. This stock dropped last summer back down to the $75 range. That was in July of 2024. And I have just been kind of holding onto my shares since then. Back in September, I thought we were headed up and then we fell back down. So hopefully this is the move that turns things around for Nike. But let's do some analysis to this stock's valuation and where this company is headed. So last 5 to 6 years, we got a P ratio normally hanging out around 30 times earnings, roughly. But the past year, it's been down to 23 to 25 for the most part. So it's definitely been trading at a cheaper valuation. And that's why, I mean, I've been calling out the stock as a buy for several months now. So, again, hopefully this is the point at which it starts turning around, but we'll see. EPS dropped pretty big in 2020, at least going into this year, from 3.7 to 2, and the next year it's expected to be 2.4. We're looking at 10% decline in revenue, and the next year, hopefully, it grows 2%. So again, the numbers have not been great for Nike. If we go and look at their revenue, this is on this is pretty much on a trailing 12-month basis. You can see it's been flat pretty much for the last 4 years now. The revenue has pretty much been flat. And if we go to net income, it's really been no better. It's been worse, if anything, right? Because I mean, 2021 they were doing $6 billion of net income, and these last couple of years it's been bouncing around five. So the numbers have not been good. And if you watch my podcast, Stock Talk with Josh and Nico, we've also been talking about this for a very long time, where since the Nike and Foot Locker deal kind of ended and Nike tried to go direct to consumer to raise profitability, it kind of backfired because as it turns out, Foot Locker actually brings in I think it only come, I'm pretty sure we checked and it's only 5% of business or 5% of revenue or sales, but really 5% is a lot. I mean, when you're doing nearly $50 billion in revenue, 5% is what, $2.5 billion. So that's a decent amount of money. And I don't think Foot Locker was the only business that they pulled the products out of. But the point is that it helps having as big and powerful as Nike is, they actually kind of need these other retailers like Foot Locker to sell their products if they really want to reach the maximum amount of consumers and customers. So that's really the deal with that. I also think that unfortunately, like the Jordan brand, for example, not to say that it's gone downhill a lot, but it's not as hyped up as it used to be, right? Even just 5 years ago, it was a much bigger deal to have Jordans than it is right now. There's other brands, other shoes, other players that are kind of stealing the spotlight a little bit. And Nike just has to turn things around, which I believe they can because they're one of the most well-known brands in the entire world, and they've been around for a very long time. And this wouldn't be the first time that they struggle with something, whether it was sales or branding or a partnership like with somebody like Michael Jordan or Kim Kardashian, whoever. So I am confident that I don't think this stock's going to, I don't think sales are going to keep just declining year after year. I think we're close to the end here, and I think things should start getting better. The cash to debt ratio is not great. They have more debt than they do cash. The dividends have been going up, but I mean that doesn't really say much when the rest of the business is struggling. And so that's really it. I hope to see the stock turn around, and I think there's a very good chance the stock will go back to $120 at some point. It might take a year, it might be a year from now, but I think $120 is very realistic, and hopefully we see it sometime in 2025. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you in the next video.